This is Nicholas from joyfulartist.org. I'm working on a scene right now for my book that's going to be available on Amazon. It's going to be a graphic novel, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the story. And this is her name is Kim. She is one of the main character's girlfriend. Now the picture you saw last time, Stacy is this is her girlfriend, and they're gonna be in the graphic novel. This is based in New York City. These are all inner city people that are like young and just doing them. And Stacy was the one that you saw the picture of in the last video with the sunglasses. This is her girlfriend, and this is Chris. Chris is a friend of theirs. He is not. He's more of a. I wouldn't say shady character, but he's more. He's not really like. He's like the one that's dealing the drugs and stuff like that. I like to draw about stuff that I'm familiar with. Like growing up, it was a lot of people around me that's like sold drugs, you know. And thankfully, I didn't get involved with it despite the many opportunities. I remember being like 14 years old, and somebody was like, "Hey, you wanna make some serious money?" Like we had a summer job. That's what it was. I had a summer job, and the guy was wanted me to. I seen him come in the room. Like we had just got a check that day, and everybody's excited. You're 14 years old. You just earned a check. You like, he's like, wow, this is like $1 million to you. And this guy comes in the room with like a wad of cash, like several $100 bills. And he was talking to me like, you want to make some money like this? Like I made this like in such and such an hour. I'm like, what? And I'm like, but I knew he was selling drugs. I was like, nah, I'm good. And it's not that I was I wouldn't say I was a good kid. I don't like to ever like be someone that thinks too highly of myself. That's my prayer, that I don't be somebody that has a big ego, because I feel like that's really dangerous. And but anyway, this guy, he was very into the drug scene, and he offered me a job. And I was like, nah, I'm good with just doing this little summer gig and keeping my life. Because I really feel like I would have been the type of kid that would have got my head blown off if I got involved with that. Everybody's different. But I think I would have really been in a bad shape if I had got involved with that. And I'm very grateful to my creator that didn't go down like that. I wasn't a perfect kid by no means, but I'm glad when opportunities to sell drugs, which came several times in my teenage years, that I didn't get involved with that. And this graphic novel, Chris is a dealer. He's a dealer. He deals Stacy and her girlfriend when they go into the parties and the clubs. You know, sadly, in my past, I wasn't the one selling, but I would be the one buying the weed and stuff like that. And I'm grateful now that I don't smoke anymore. I don't have that issue, and because I've seen a lot of people die. That's the drug life. A lot of people glorify it, like it's something that's really cool, but a lot of people die. So it's a really dangerous game. I had my grandfather was a heroin addict, and his situation, I mean, he spent his whole life on drugs. So to me, whether you are religious or not, like the drug thing is like, oh my God, it's not where it's at. I mean, it's really fast money, and that's what the guy was trying to appeal to me back when I was 14. That summer job, he was like, you come work for me, man. Look how much money I made. I was like, nah, because I knew how shady and how off some of the characters in that scene could be. And I would always tell guys, well, sometimes I would tell them when they would talk to me about dealing, because another guy wanted me to sell crack for him. And I was like, I forgot how old I was then, a couple of years older. And I was like, no, I can't do that, man. I'm an artist. I'm gonna stick with the art. So please, whoever you are, be encouraged to do something positive. You don't have to sell drugs. You can start a real legit business and make a living. You know, you don't have to go the drug route. You know, a lot of people in the hood and impoverished communities feel like the only way they can make some money is to sell some weed or crack or something like that, or pimp somebody's daughter out. That stuff ain't that stuff is not where it's at, guys. And we live in a very wonderful time where there's so much opportunity. You can create a normal business. You know, it don't have to be nothing like super techy. You know, you could bake cupcakes and end up making six figures. You know, you don't have to do nothing that's like you know dangerous to anybody. You know, they could ruin your life. I mean, if I would have got involved with that at 14, I might be dead right now. So I am so grateful that I had enough desire to live than to go run for that. Like some people might say, oh, you just don't know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, you don't have to sell drugs. I mean, you could cut grass. You could sell socks or pencils or something. Until you could do better. You ain't got to sell drugs. It's just so much risk with that. And for me, I'm so happy that it was never appealing. I mean, he had a nice outfit on. He had way more money than me. But I don't even know if that guy's still alive. You know, this was like 2007. This was like over 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm 24. Yeah, this was 2007. I don't know if that guy's even still alive. You know, the money came fast, but his life could have ended fast too after I seen it. I mean, my grandfather, he got killed. He was involved with heroin. He got killed and they ended up finding his body in an alley, and all he had was his underwear on. Like, dude, that's not how I want to go out, you know. And I'm speaking to like everybody out there, especially the people that's young. You don't have to get involved with anything illegal like Chris is doing in my book. It's more positive characters in my book, but he's just somebody. I like to illustrate and make stuff from my personal experiences, and you don't have to do what he's doing. You could do something more positive with your life. Please be inspired to live your dream, no matter what it is. If your thing is cooking or baking, stick with that. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. You know, you don't have to do anything illegal, or they'll put yourself in danger just for money. You know, there's so many opportunities now, guys. I mean, let's think, let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. I haven't always been smart or made smart decisions, I should say. But if you're still breathing, you could do something positive with your life. You don't have to do nothing crazy. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, this is illustrated uh, sample to finish the watercolor for my book, Tales of Rejects. It's going to be available on Amazon in November, and possibly will make it available on my website, joyfulartist.org. Okay, until then, guys, have a good one, and please pursue your dreams by all means.